What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Big B Daily. This is your man, Big B. What is happening? We are live just like we always are, Monday through Friday, man. We appreciate everybody being here. So, what is going down? What is going down, man? Shoot. Lot going on. Lot going on today. What's going on, Goon Squad? I appreciate everybody showing up. What is going on? My man Jason Parkinson, what's happening, my brother? What is going on? Hey, as y'all always know, we are live Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Central Time. We appreciate everybody showing up. We're across all different platforms, Big B Daily. Whatever platform that you are watching on, make sure to like, follow, subscribe. If one of the platforms happens to freeze up, which it has been doing lately, make sure that you click on the live link in my bio and come on over to the other side. That is available. So I appreciate everybody doing that. You know exactly how to get over there. What is going down? Like I said, if you're in, remember to like, follow, subscribe. We appreciate everybody showing up this morning. And again, if you like what we're doing and you appreciate the show and you want to try to support the show, there's a plethora of ways that you can do so. All that information is linked in the bio. We appreciate it, man. Let's get to it. So, NBA playoffs last night, man. Come on. Look, y'all know me. I try to be as honest. I try to be as civil and level-headed as possible. But I'm not going to take this nonsense out of Paul George, playoff P, and James Harden. I'm just not going to do it, people. I'm just not going to do it. That was a disgrace. I don't care what anybody says. I don't want to care what anybody tries to say. James Harden, 7 points. 7 points. I mean, oh my goodness. Lord have mercy. I just, what are we doing? What are we doing? And Luka whipped him, doing his thing as usual. Kyrie didn't even have a great game. But you're going to tell me in a game 5 at home, playoff P is going to go for 15 points and James Harden's going to go for 7? I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I said Mavs would win this series at the very beginning, but I didn't think it was going to be a James Harden nuclear meltdown, but I should have known. That's what he does. That's what he does. So he melts down. Somebody said Kawhi is Ben Simmons of the West. I'm not going to go that far just for the simple fact that Ben Simmons quit. Like, he stopped playing on a team. I guess Kawhi kind of did that to the Spurs too, didn't he? Ugh. I don't know, man. It was, I mean, I feel so bad for Kawhi because they said his knees swelled up to the size of a softball. And you play all year long. And then all of a sudden, when the playoffs get here, you can't play because your knees can't take it. Oh, my goodness. I mean, and like I said, I believe that he's hurt. I don't believe that Kawhi's faking. I believe that he's hurt. I mean, again, we saw him play in game 2. He just couldn't do nothing. You know, and like I said, if your knee's the size of a softball, it's hard to go out there and play basketball. I'll say that. And that's what they're saying. It's ugly. Yeah, it's just ugly, man. I appreciate everybody being here. I know we got a little bit of a late start. That's on me. That's my fault. I apologize, but it is what it is. We're here now. Thanks, everybody, for being here. And again, if you're here, please remember to like, follow, subscribe, tap the screen to get more people in on a certain platform. We appreciate you doing that. Stay active in the chat and follow along. Well, we're going to get this thing rocking again today, man. My man Pat Cockrell talking about the Clippers were hot dog water last night. I don't even know if they were hot dog water. Were the Clippers hot dog water last 7 points? That's all you're going to give us? What are we supposed to do with 7 points? What are we supposed to do with 7 points, people? Whatever. But game 6, yeah, Mavs are going to end this series. Or they should end the series. They should. Back in Dallas, heck, I wouldn't be surprised if we don't get another performance like this from James Harden. A 7-point clutch. And it's not, he was 2 for 12. So 2 shots is all he could make. 2. It's bad. Bad. So playoff P, Paul George. I don't know how he got that name. I know he gave himself that nickname. That's all you're going to do, Paul George? Stop it. Mavs in 6. So, yeah, that was Harden on Philly. That's exactly right. That's what Harden was doing in Philly. You're exactly right. Terrible. Paul George, James Harden. And I don't even talk about Westbrook because Westbrook, as we all know, is a shell of himself. He's not the star on that team. He can't put it together like that anymore. That's not the player that he is. He plays hard, but he doesn't play well. And he hasn't done that for a couple of years. So it is what it is at this point. But he wasn't going to give you anything either. The Clippers, yeah, they had their chance, man. It is what it is. So, yeah, Westbrook was 2 of 11. 2 of 11, 6 points. Lord have mercy. Hey, remember to continue to follow and like and subscribe. We appreciate it, man. And if you're on a certain platform, if it happens to freeze up, remember to click the live link so you can come watch the show on a different platform that won't freeze up on you. I can assure you of that. So just keep that in mind. And come on over and subscribe. So, what's the odds Bucks push a game 7? I don't think the Bucks are going to push a game 7. I think Indiana closes this thing out in 6. I mean, the Bucks got hot at home and they fought, but with no Dame, no Giannis, I don't think they have a chance. Doesn't mean it can't happen. I just don't think they have a chance. So we'll see. The other playoff game, the Celtics, I mean, why they let Miami win a game is beyond me. That doesn't make any sense why they would even allow something like that. So it's beyond me. But either way, the Celtics dominate the game, win the series in 5, and move on. Celtics playing at a high level. They're playing at a high level. And it looked like they kind of just toyed with Miami the entire game last night. They got a multitude of ways to win, just blew them out. But again, no Jimmy Butler, no Terry Rozier. Even with them, it was going to be a struggle for Miami to win 2 or 3 games in this series anyway. Without them, they had no chance to win the series, and that's exactly what happened. They had no chance, and I feel bad for Miami. Does Miami stand pat, or do they make some changes? Look, I think Jimmy Butler's getting a little old, a little long in the tooth. I think they got to go out there and try to find themselves another star. Jimmy Butler hasn't been able to keep it together in the playoffs. He keeps getting hurt, and he's not playing regular season now. I think Miami's got to go out there and get a star. But what do? Do you go trade for somebody? Who do you give up? I don't know. As Miami's constructed right now, they can't win a title. Not the way they're constructed right now. So, is LeBron leaving LA? I don't know. KD to Heat wouldn't surprise me. But what are the Heat going to have to give up to get Kevin Durant? I think Pat Riley is smarter than that. He's not going to give up the farm for Kevin Durant. That doesn't make sense. He's not going to give up the farm for Kevin Durant. Now, I'm not saying he wouldn't trade certain play, but who are you giving up for Durant? Matter of fact, if you're the Phoenix Suns, what do you accept from Miami for Kevin Durant? Kevin Durant's 36 years old. He doesn't show signs of slowing down. I mean, he was more efficient this year than he's ever been. So he doesn't really show signs of slowing down. His team just wasn't constructed very good this year in Phoenix. The owner came out yesterday and just told us a big lie, about how they're not far away. Well, yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. You gave away too much, and now your team's not any good anymore. That's the facts in Phoenix. Those are the facts. So, hold on. The Lakers need to get out to get a whole new roster. The Lakers aren't that far away either. I mean, you look at the games against Denver, they were all close. They just got to execute better down the stretch. The Lakers need a shooter. If the Lakers can get a shooter, the Lakers will be fine. Now, where do you find one? I don't know. But that's what the Lakers need. They just need a shooter. Do you sacrifice like a Hachimura and trade him to Miami to get a Duncan Robinson? If I'm the Lakers, I would do that. I would do that in a heartbeat. So who knows? Who knows? But yeah, Celtics just manhandled them last night. It is what it is. It is what it is. Didn't look good, in my opinion. It did not look good. So, but let's take a look here. What do we got? Braden, winner of Denver and Minnesota, wins it all. Yeah, I kind of think so myself, Braden. I think the winner wins it all. I think that winner wins it all. I just think whoever comes out of the West is going to win. I don't think Boston, especially without Porzingis. Look, Porzingis isn't going to play the next series. He's just not. He's just not. I expect Porzingis to miss the next 3 weeks. That's what I expect. I expect Porzingis to be out for the next 3 weeks. Because that injury is not an easy injury. Look at Giannis. That's how long Giannis, and there ain't no, Giannis just started running 2 days ago. He just started running 2 days ago. It's not an injury you can mess around with. That calf injury, it can turn into an Achilles just like that. So without Porzingis, I don't think the Celtics got a shot. But we'll see. We will definitely see. But yeah, I don't think, or whoever comes out of the West, that's who I think wins. That's who I think wins. The parity in the NBA is fantastic right now. Yes, says my man Austin. You cannot buy a championship with a big three anymore. Look at the small market. Yes, you can't buy a big three. And I'm here for it. That had its place and it had its time, but that time's over. That time is over. You need players. Because the difference is the salaries that you have to pay to your big three, if you have one, you can't fill out a roster after that. You need guys. You just need guys. Draft and develop, man. Draft and develop. So we'll see what's going on. We'll see what happens. But that's a great point, my man Austin. Great point. My man Houston Davis, he made a showing, people. He's back in. We knew he wasn't going to show his face yesterday after the Knicks collapse. We knew he wasn't going to be in here. But he's back today, man. Y'all don't give my man a hard time. New York everything. Don't give my man a hard time. He's back. He's showing his face. He's not hiding. That's what real fans do. They don't hide. Even though, and yesterday I gave it to him, but he's back. Y'all don't give that man a hard time. The Knicks did everything they could, except they also did everything they could to blow the game. And that's exactly what happened. But they'll be back. They'll be back. So, Game 6, though, I think the Knicks better win. The Knicks better win Game 6. Because if they don't win Game 6, they ain't winning Game 7. Telling you that right now. Telling you that right now. Tonight's the night, says my man. I got you. I got you, brother. Tonight's got to be the night for the Knicks to close this thing out. They got to do it. So, and they got to do it. So, and then, but I don't know. I don't know. Philly, if Embiid gives you a game, because if you remember, last game, Embiid didn't play well. That was Maxey who took him home. Embiid didn't play well. If Embiid gives them a game tonight, the Knicks ain't winning. I'm sorry. They're not winning. If Embiid does his thing, the Knicks ain't winning. And that's just the facts. Just facts. You know, we're not trying to hurt anybody's feelings. We're just telling you like it is. And I think it's going 7. I think it's going 7. So, you don't have Embiid figured out, my man Houston. You don't have Embiid figured out. Embiid is just hurt. And it seems to be getting worse. He's about 40% right now. 40%. But if he gets up to 60, you remember what happened the last time he was at 60? He gave you 50. A 50 piece. So we'll see, man. We will see. Let's move on. Like I said, man, everybody, I appreciate everybody being in here. Thank you guys for showing up. Again, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Central Time, Big B Daily. Remember, like, follow, subscribe. And again, if you appreciate what we're doing and you like the show and you want to figure out a way how to support the show, just click the link in the bio on whatever platform that you're watching. And there is a multitude of ways that you can support the show, whether it's monetary or if you just want to like, follow, subscribe, send a gift, whatever the case may be. We appreciate it. So, Coach Prime, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. What in the hell is going on in Colorado? Coach Prime fighting back against the trolls of the internet. And he's making comments now that we've never seen a head coach do. We've never seen a head coach comment and attack trolls. We've never seen a head coach make comments and attack former players on whether they're good or bad. We've never seen that before. I don't like it. I don't like it. Now, he came at some troll that talked about Shedeur. First of all, trolls are they're everywhere. But they're not always wrong either. They're not always wrong, you know. And what this guy said, this troll said, is that Shedeur Sanders walking around like he's great on a 4-8 team. All of that is 100% true. All of it is 100% true. But then for Deion to come back, well, he's probably going to be a top 5 pick. What's your son doing? Well, you don't know anything about this person's son. First of all, you don't even know if it's a man or a woman. Second of all, they could be a CEO at some company. They could be a dentist. They could be a teacher. They could be a fireman or a policeman. They could be anything. Let's not act like being the first, a top 5 pick in the NFL is the only thing to do to be successful in life. That would be number 1. Number 2, why are you talking to this person anyway? It's not like what they said was false. It's true. So why are you responding? Be better than that, Deion. Come on, man. What is the point? And then you go, they get into a spat with, they're going back and forth with a former player who transferred, who said that Deion didn't try to get to know me. He was hurt. He was breaking people down. You know, he was, I understand the tough love, but this kid said, you know, he was getting in people's psyche, not giving them a chance, didn't want to get to know them. First of all, I think, hey, man, you got to toughen up a little bit. That's just coaching. You're trying to figure out if somebody's tough enough to be there mentally. That's just coaching. That's number 1. So stop crying to the media because they didn't think you were good enough to play there. If you were, go prove that you're good enough to play there. Period. End of story. Don't settle and all this other stuff. Don't do all of that. Just go prove you're good enough to play there. Just go do that. But apparently that's not what he was interested in doing, so he does an interview, bad mouthing Colorado and Coach Prime. Shedeur answers back. Oh, I don't even remember his name. He must have been mid at best. Then the guy comes back, or a teammate comes back, and they're going back and forth in the media, and then Dion chimes in. I'm like, what are we doing? Like, is all that necessary? Because I don't think it's necessary. Now it's just being messy. It's just being the definition of messy, which is silly, at best. Come on, Dion, be better. Be better. You don't have to prove anything to any of these trolls, man. You just got to be better. As a reminder, man, I know there was a certain platform that froze up. I understand that. If it happens, remember, you have a live link that you can click on and come on over to the other side. You can come on over to that live link and then subscribe, and you can always catch the show live there. So remember that. Don't worry about it freezing up. We'll keep refreshing it and coming back. But if you don't want to get buffered, which apparently that's what they're doing these days, just click on the live link and come on over. Pretty simple. Let's go to some of these comments here. So, sorry, man, but the record was 4-8. You got to work to do instead of trying to go back and forth. Yeah. Enough of the back. Just go win some games. We don't want to hear anything other than we had a good season. You're putting out a good product. Don't talk to me how good you are or you're going to be. We need to see it. See, you told us all of this last year how good you were going to be, and you weren't. Even though a lot of us, including myself, saw your roster and knew that your roster wasn't going to be worth a damn because you were going to have terrible offensive and defensive lines. Well, you did, and you paid the price for it. So now the talking should be over. It's time to go show us. So, Colorado, again, I've said it from the beginning, and I'll continue to say it. I want Dion to succeed. I want him to succeed. However, that doesn't mean that it's going great right now. So, it doesn't mean that it's going great right now. Yes, Coach Prime just needs to coach, but he won't. He's Prime. That's right. He just needs to coach, but that's not what he's going to do. He's going to continue to talk. Well, and sooner or later, the media and everybody else is going to stop paying attention to you if you don't go win football games. That's what happens. They do it with everybody because you'll be so irrelevant, nobody's going to care. Right now, you're in the news because if football-wise, nothing's going on, so it's easy to cover messiness because that's what's going on in Colorado, a lot of messiness. And people love messy. But once the games start, and if you don't start winning, nobody's going to care. Not this year. Last year, people cared. You come out and you start 2-5, nobody's going to care anymore. Nobody's going to care. And they're just going to move on, and Colorado will go back to the irrelevant self that it's been. At some point, go coach. At some point, go win. Stop telling us about what you're going to do. We don't want to hear it. And you're right, Pat Cockrell. They're acting like they're hot shit after going 4-8 in a laughable look. Yes, honestly, can't wait to see the Big 12 humble them. Well, they got humbled last year. If going 4-8 and finishing dead last in the Pac-12, that was humbling. So the Big 12 might just humiliate them. But we'll see. The one thing I will say, the guys that they brought in on both sides of the line, they should be better. Now, will they be better? We'll see. We will see. So, my man Ben Tatum, what's going on, Ben? That's a good point. This is the easiest era to be able to change schools and start fresh. When I was in school, they would have sat back. Yeah, that's why people didn't transfer. Or if you did transfer, you moved down a level so you didn't have to sit out. But anytime you transferred either up a level or lateral, you had to and or become a legend or epically fail due to his actions. No in between. I think you're right, Austin. But here's the thing. I don't think it'll change forever because people don't have the charisma. They don't have the personality. They don't have what Deion has. Most coaches, they don't have that. They don't possess that. So his coaching style, I don't think is going to be duplicated. Now, the process on how to get players and using social media, that stuff might change. But as far as coaches just acting and doing and saying the things that Deion does, that isn't going to happen. Because again, those coaches, most coaches, they don't have what Deion has. They don't have that charisma. You know, they just don't. They don't. They don't have the charisma. They don't have the cachet that Deion has. They don't. They don't have the respect of the media. But the one thing I know, you come out and you fall flat on your face this year, you won't have the respect of the media next year. That part I know for a fact. People will get tired of it. People will get tired of it. So, look at this fancy shirt there. So, hey, man, I do my best. I do my best to try to come up with certain stuff. I got my good old 24/7 shirt. My man Fitz hooked me up. You know, I like to look good every now and then too. I like to look good. I got different stuff for different occasions. You know what I'm saying? Your man trying to look good. But yeah, man, we got to see about prom. We got to see about prom. Enough. Enough. Just go back to coaching your team, man. Go get better. Go get more players out of the transfer portal. My man Hooligan. What's going on, Hooligan? Welcome back to the show. It's kind of like asking a tiger to change his stripes. Yeah, that Deion's not going to do that. He's not going to change. And let me just ask you all this. His daddy, Deion, showed us while he was telling us. Shedeur hasn't shown us anything. He hasn't shown us anything. And while he might be a top pick, I get that. I need to see some wins. Just go win. So, just go win. Houston Davis, those kids need to take advantage and do what's best for them. I agree, but that also has to include some winning. Go win some games. Dude, take advantage, make all the money, flash all the money. Be careful. Just like I said yesterday, there's always people watching you, so be careful when you're flashing. But do all of that. But also, let's win. Let's win a little bit. Let's win a little bit. So, is this a preview of my Derby attire? No. If y'all don't know, I'm from Louisville, Kentucky. The Kentucky Derby is coming up on Saturday. And this is not a preview on new. Dude, these colors aren't bright enough for derby attire. I got shirts for that. I got a shirt. I got a hat. I will probably bring some of that out for you guys tomorrow. Some of my derby attire. Because that's important. That's important. The old derby attire. I haven't followed it this year. I have no idea what horse is running. All I know is I'm going to pick somebody and we're going to bet big and we're going to try to win. We're going to try to retire. That's what I'm talking about with the derby. But let's move on, man. We got one of the biggest fraudulent cases that I've seen since Ben Johnson won the gold medal. What was that? The 1988 Olympics? One of the biggest fraudulent cases that I've seen in a long time. Ryan Garcia. Everybody was on my head. You don't know what you're talking about, B. You're lying, B. All I'm saying is Ryan Garcia, fraud. Fraud. Rico, he's a fraud, brother. He's a fraud. Look, I know what everybody says. Everybody takes steroids. Everybody does it. But everybody doesn't get caught. That's what I will say. Everybody doesn't get caught. If everybody's taking them, I'm not going to disagree. I'm just not. I'm not going to disagree with that. But what I will say, everybody don't get caught. Ryan Garcia, that's what happens though, people. That's what happens when you are a YouTube fighter. That's what happens when you're a social media fighter. You don't take it seriously enough. You can't come in. Everybody says, well, there shouldn't be a hydration clause. I'm like, hey, how about this? Don't fight at 140 pounds. If you're a bigger man than that, then fight at a higher weight class. What's wrong with that? If you can't make 140 pounds, how about you just don't fight in that division? But I just don't understand that. People talking this nonsense all the time. I'm like, well, there shouldn't be a hydration clause. How about you just fight at 147? How about you fight at 154? If that's how much you weigh and you don't want to dehydrate down to this weight, then don't fight there. It's pretty simple. But instead, Ryan Garcia, fraud of the month. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Just an absolute fraud. Tested positive before the fight, after the fight. Then he comes up with this nonsense. Oh, well, if they knew that I tested positive before the fight, why did they let me fight? Do you think a drug test comes back that quickly? Is that what you think? I take the test right now and all of a sudden it comes back in an hour. That is not how it works. Stop. Stop. You did it. You got caught. You're a fraud. Ryan Garcia. Get out of here with that, man. Get out of here. It's just crazy. It's just crazy. Boxing is iffy, but I doubt there's some conspiracy. Yeah, boxing is definitely iffy. Lord have mercy. Boxing is crazy. I mean, it is one of the most corrupt sports out there. Easily one of the most corrupt sports. From the promoters to the shady managers / trainers, just corrupt all the way around. However, I mean, you as the boxer don't have to take steroids. You literally don't have to do that. So if you do and you get caught, you're a fraud. My man Ruben says, YouTube down? No, brother, YouTube is up, live and well. We are moving, brother. I see you. I see you. So we are up, alive, and well. So let me see. I can't remember the name. What did Ryan Garcia test positive for? I can't remember the name. It starts with an O. But either way, he tested positive for it. And then, like I said, now he's trying to lie. Osterin is the name of it. Osterin. I don't know what that is. I know it's a PED. It's performing enhancing. Bottom line is, yeah, anybody that's having problems on YouTube, please refresh the page. Go ahead and refresh the page. Same with the other platform. Bottom line is he got caught, and just admit it. Just admit it. So what are you going to do? That's, I mean, blaming everybody. He came. Do you know how stupid that video that he did? Do you know how stupid that is? Coming out with a video talking bad about everybody, taking no responsibility. Everybody else is to blame. He did nothing wrong. Devin Haney's lying. He planted it. What? I don't even know how to get steroids. What do you mean? I'm a fat 48-year-old man. If I wanted to go get steroids, I could drive 5 minutes to the local Lifetime Fitness and look at somebody in there and say, hey, man, where can I go get some steroids? And I'd have them in an hour. You're telling me that a professional boxer can't find steroids? Shut up. Lord have mercy. I don't even know where I could get steroids. Everybody knows that I wouldn't take it. Everybody doesn't know that. You know who doesn't know that you don't take steroids? The blood test. That's who don't know. That's who doesn't know. Your blood test that came back positive, it doesn't know that you don't take steroids. Oh, my God. But see, that's the problem. That's the problem when you put a YouTube fighter and you give him some legitimacy. This is what you get. This is what you get. So that's the problem. That's the problem. Why y'all gonna test me? Why y'all gonna test me for steroids? Don't test me, man. Don't test me. You know, I don't know though. I'm looking a little buff these days. I'm looking a little buff. 48 years old. I've gotten it together a little bit. I'm looking a little buff. But I mean, you can test me all you want. You're gonna come back with cholesterol and fat. That's what's gonna come back. That's what's gonna come back. I can assure you, I am not on a PED. I can assure you of that. But yeah, that's the problem with Ryan Garcia, man. That is the problem. People like Ryan Garcia, you give him some legitimacy. Next thing you know, he goes in and he wins a fight, a big fight. And that's the problem. That is the problem. So, and he cheated. And he's a fraud. Hey, just as a reminder, if you are on a site, a platform that keeps freezing up, one of them, you can refresh. The other one, if refreshing doesn't work because it's freezing up on me, remember there's a live link that you can click on and come on over to the other site and subscribe over there. You can always watch over there. Things are happening on the other site. So just keep that in mind, man. If it's freezing up on you, I apologize. I'm doing the best that I can. That site keeps messing with me, but it is what it is. It is what it is. So, but yeah, get out of here with that Ryan Garcia. And you know, I had people in here that actually came at me last night and said that Ryan Garcia, that Haney lied. I'm like, what does Haney have to do with his drug test? Like, can somebody explain to me what Devin Haney has to do with Ryan Garcia's blood test? Like, he didn't give him the test. Like, it doesn't have anything to do with him. So how is he lying? And I know what it is. They're so hurt because they just love Ryan Garcia and just want to fall all over themselves. He won this great fight, and he did win the fight. Let's make no mistake about it. He beat Devin Haney pillar to post. He did. But he was overweight and on steroids. So, that's about as bad as having, plaster gloves. Y'all remember Marriott or Margarita? I think his name was Margarita. Other than that's a drink. Remember that guy that beat up Cotto, that it found out that he had plaster in his gloves, that he dipped his hands? Yeah. Y'all remember that guy? Found out that he basically had concrete in his gloves and beat up Cotto. Next thing you know, had to go fight for real, and Cotto beat the brakes off of him. Same thing I believe will happen with Ryan Garcia. If you want to fight at 140 pounds, great. Go fight at 140 pounds. We're not going to let you hydrate to 165. You're not going to be on no steroids. Go fight and go win. Then come back and talk to me. Until you do that, shut up. I don't want to hear it. So that's my thing. That's my thing. I just don't want to hear it. Ryan Garcia, one of the biggest frauds out there, man. Biggest frauds out there. Oh, good point by my man Darren Howard. Devin has had a ton of fights and spars with Garcia, especially in amateurs. Now we know Haney was on the mat looking up at him like, WTF. Exactly. Because he's like, where'd this power come from? Like, hold on a second. Where'd all this power come from? You ain't had this power your whole life. How do you get this power? Where'd it come from? So, I'm hating on Ryan Garcia, is what somebody said. How am I hating? What am I hating on Garcia? How am I hating? But he's a cheater? He is. He's a fraud? He is. Tell me where I'm lying. I'll wait. Because I'm interested. Tell me where I'm lying. Bottom line is fraud. Get out of here. King Ryan. King of the steroid. King of the cheater. Oh, Lord have mercy, people. I'm doing my best to be calm, but it is what it is. Like you said, where did that power come from? That's what Haney's thinking. Like, hold on a second. I've sparred with you 1,000,000 times. What are we doing? Garcia is dirty, but the substance in question is put into a lot of supplements. As a pro athlete, you have to be, hey, man, they say that about everybody, hooligan. They say that about everybody. Just because it's put into a supplement doesn't mean that you should take it. And if you remember, Ryan said, I barely take even any supplements. He said that too. And we don't give forgiveness just because you take a supplement and then a banned substance happens to be in there. We don't do that. We don't give forgiveness. So that's all I'm saying. We don't give forgiveness. All that power came out of nowhere. The man is dirty. Not to mention, say it was in supplements. That also doesn't mean you can't take a big shot of it either. So we don't know. Because they didn't come out and say what the trace amount was. They didn't say that. They just said he had it in his system. He's dirty. That's the bottom line. Ugh. Get out of here. So let's go to Q&A section, man. Let's ask some questions. What do we got? Anything you want across the board, just like we did yesterday. What questions do y'all got for Big B? You want to talk about the NBA? You want to talk about college football, college basketball? The only thing I'm not talking about right now is baseball, man. My Mets are already back out of it. We were out of it 4 days into the season. We got back into it. We fought back. And now we're out of it again, and I'm done with baseball. I'm not getting back in. Just not doing it. K-State. Now, we can talk about K-State all we want. So, we can talk about K-State. So, who am I taking between the Nuggets and the Timberwolves? That's a good question, man. That is a great question. I think I'm going to take the Nuggets, but I think that's going to be a great series. That's going to be a great series. So, yeah, it's going to be a great series. But I think I'm going to take the Nuggets. So we'll see. We will see. My man, Ty. What's going on, Ty? How you doing, man? The Eagles got some good corners in the draft. Yes, they did. The Eagles are going to be better. In my opinion. The Eagles are really going to they're going to be better. I'm interested to see what they do. Bounce back year for the Eagles. Jalen Hurts got to have a bounce back year too. He was hurt the last 10 games of the season last year, so we got to see something out of him. Steelers got a dog in Peyton Wilson. Absolutely, Braden. I think Braden Wilson can be the day one starter at middle linebacker too. And he's got outside linebacker pass rush ability. I love it. I think he's a day one starter at middle linebacker. I know Landon Roberts is there, and first of all, Holcomb's knee got destroyed. Landon Roberts, God bless him, he's just not good in pass coverage. We need a more mobile, athletic linebacker that's a tackling machine. That's what Peyton Wilson is. Give me him all day. Darren Howard said the Nuggets falling from the sky. I don't know about the Nuggets losing. But there's Nuggets fans falling from the sky. I get it. So we'll see. Then there's a comment over here from Michael. The Lakers thinking about drafting 4-point average Bronny. First of all, that's a lie. Second of all, why do so many people hate on this man's kid? Like, you don't like LeBron, so now you're mad at his kid and you're taking it out on his kid? Come on, man. Be better. And if they do draft him, do you care? Like, why do you care? Oh, my goodness. Whew. It's just amazing to me what people will do these days. It's just amazing. Boom, boom, boom. Sideshow, who are the playmakers for your Wildcats in the secondary? Well, that's a kind of a work in progress right now at K-State. It's a work in progress. I'll talk to you after the end of the summer because, first of all, I don't think K-State's done in the transfer portal. I don't think they are. I think they still got some needs back there. And the one thing is they got a lot of experience last year due to injury. So, but K-State will be better in the secondary this year than they were last year. That much I can assure you. They will be better. They'll be better. I'm excited for it. But talk to me at the end of the summer because I think K-State might get 2 guys from the transfer portal to come in and be starters in the secondary. Then they'll be loaded. They'll be loaded back there. So, my man Hooligan, do the Timberwolves have the best roster matchup with the Nuggets for the rest of the playoffs? 1,000% Hooligan. 1,000% they do. And one of the main reasons is because of Rudy. Rudy can match up. Rudy can match up. I'm not saying stop him. I'm not saying slow him down. I'm just saying that they can match up with him. And he can. And everybody else, they can match up. Cat matches up with Aaron Gordon. Now, Cat's got to use his size against Aaron Gordon. He can't just be a three-point shooter. But if he gets a little physical with Aaron Gordon and stop, I mean, you know how Cat can sometimes be a punk down there. He can do that. So they have the roster to match up with Denver. They might even have a better roster. But do they execute? That's the thing. Do they execute as well? I don't think so, but maybe they'll surprise us. I like the Nuggets, but I wouldn't be mad if Minnesota won because I think Anthony Edwards is that next guy. I do. I think he is on his way to being a superstar. On his way. We over this Heat series. They should have been over a long time ago. Well, I mean, the series ended in 5. I mean, it's not like it went 7 games. Do I think Boston should have lost a game? No, hell no. They should have never lost a game. But, I mean, they blew them out last night. So, but yeah, that series is over. That series is over. What do we got? My man Ben Tatum. Did you see the Marvin Harrison Jr. NFLPA story? I did. Or I did not. I did not. Tell me what the story is. Other than he hasn't signed his deal to be a part of the NLPA or the NFLPA. I heard that he didn't sign his agreement so that they couldn't sell his jersey. Is that what you're talking about? Like when he got drafted, there was no jersey up there. So he hadn't signed that. I did see that. I wonder if they can recreate the tush push or if it was all Kelsey. That's interesting. We'll see what happens with the Eagles in that tush push. Was it Kelsey or was it everybody? We're going to find out. I think it was a lot of Kelsey. But again, when you got a quarterback that squats damn near 1,000 pounds, that makes a difference. That makes a difference. So that's all I'm saying. That makes a difference. Hey, by the way, man, just like I've said several times, remember, thank you. Big B Daily is at 9 a.m. Central Time. We appreciate everybody that shows up. Remember to like, follow, subscribe, all platforms that you are watching. There's a multitude of ways to support the show. If you like what we're doing and you want to do that, we encourage it. We accept it. Thank you. We appreciate it, more importantly. So all you have to do is click on the bio. And on one certain platform, again, if it freezes up, remember to click on the link in the bio after giving a follow. Boom, come on over, click the live link, and you'll be good. The series, Minnesota and Denver, will go 7. I hope so. You know, people talk about the Lakers series and, well, the Lakers got blown out 4-1, and they did. But if we're being honest, the series was actually good. Like the game, other than game 3 wasn't good. But game 1, 2, 4, and 5 were all good games. They were all good games. So, you know, the series was good. It just didn't go long enough because the Lakers aren't good enough. But that was actually a well-played series. It's just one team executed at the end of games better than another. So, there's that. My man Ty says he thinks it would be cool to see Bronny and LeBron on the same team. Here's what I'll say about that. Bronny's not ready to play in the NBA right now. That doesn't mean a team won't draft him because we know that the NBA drafts on potential. So there's that. And I think it would be cool, but Bronny's not ready to play in the NBA right now. He's just not. You know, he needs another year of college, get another year under his belt, get a little bit more development, try to enjoy college a little bit. I think he should get away from LA and go to Ohio State or somewhere else, get away from that national spotlight there and go be good in college and then come out. And then come out. That's what I think. But that doesn't mean a team won't draft him. It doesn't mean that. Because, again, people draft on potential. And I think he has the potential. He's never going to be his father. And there's nothing wrong with that. Who the hell else is? I mean, I don't care who you are. So he's never going to be that good, and that's okay. But you talk about a guy, he's 6'2", super athletic, can shoot, and plays defense. There's a place for that in the NBA. There's a place for that. He just got to get to become a better shooter, more consistent, better ball handler. Go learn to do that in college. That's my opinion. So, Edwards is a dog. Yeah, he is. Edwards is a dog. My man Braden says he thinks that Gordon can handle Cat. He might be able to, but I'm just saying Cat's got to go at him. He's got to go at him. So, man, look, I get it. The K-State used to hit JUCOs all the time. JUCOs are not the same, man. You don't have to go to the JUCO route anymore. Look, I'm part of the JUCO class, but what would you rather get? A JUCO guy? Because let's be honest, you go to JUCO for a reason. Either you weren't good enough out of high school, or you had grade problems, or mature attitude issues, and you got in trouble. That's why you went to JUCO. Would you rather take that and hope that they figured those things out, or do you want a guy that came from another program who already had some of that stuff figured out? That's who I would take. JUCOs are in trouble with the transfer portal. JUCOs are on the brink of being extinct. They're on the brink of being extinct with the transfer portal. So, Let's see here. What do we got? We're looking for questions. Again, we're taking questions. Anything you got. What is the answer for the Celtics if they fall short again? I mean, if the Celtics fall short, I don't know. I literally don't know. I mean, you got Tatum. You're about to pay Tatum. You just paid Jaylen Brown. You got Porzingis. You just paid Drew Holiday. Drew Holiday's not the problem. He's actually made the Celtics better. He was so much more of an upgrade over Marcus Smart. It's not even funny. Better defender, better scorer, better facilitator, everything he does. I mean, you got Marcus Smart minus the antics with Drew Holiday. So they got better there. Derek White is coming into his own. He's a better player than what he was last year. You got Porzingis, so you were able to put him in the starting lineup. If the Celtics can't win now, if they're healthy, when can they win? I literally don't know. Like, what do you do? Get a better bench? I guess maybe. But Al Horford kind of is what he is. He's not been bad. I mean, he's 100 years old, but he still gives you quality minutes for what he does. Yeah, if they can't win now, I don't know when they're going to win. So, but we'll see. We will see. Has to do with Fanatics money. What's got to do with Fanatics money? What are we talking about? But didn't seem like Denver played lackadaisical? No, it didn't seem like Denver played lackadaisical. Look, here's the thing. The Lakers are good. I know we don't want to say that out loud. I know because we can't give the Lakers credit. And we can't give a team that LeBron plays on credit because they got beat. The Lakers are a good team. Are they a great team? No. Are they missing pieces? Yes. But the Lakers aren't bad. It's like we act like they're no good. They are. And when you play other good teams, they're going to make somebody else not look as good. I mean, it's not like the Lakers are just this horrible basketball team. They're not. They're a good team. They're a good team. So Denver's better than them, but that doesn't mean the Lakers are bad. It doesn't mean the Lakers are bad. My man Pat Cockrell again. Oh, same question. Who is your early prediction to win the Big 12 in football, Big B? Man, love this question. Look, I'm not going to be a homer and tell you that K-State's going to win. I will say that K-State is going to be in the hunt. I will tell you that K-State's going to be in the hunt. K-State upgraded their offense to be in the hunt. And if they can get their defense to come along with it, if they can find a pass rush, K-State's in business. Utah is going to be good. People are kind of sleeping on Utah because Utah doesn't want to be in the Big 12. And they've basically said so. They don't want to be there. So that's kind of what they're doing. So they've kind of turned their nose up at the Big 12 and everybody in it. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But I think Utah should be the favorite as of right now. Utah. Will Travis and Shedeur, meaning Travis Hunter and Shedeur Sanders, be in the NFL draft next year? 100%. 100%. There's no reason for them not to be. First of all, Shedeur is going to be out of eligibility, I believe. And Travis Hunter is one of the top players, going to be one of the top players in the draft. I do think Travis Hunter needs to pick a position because there's no way that he's going to the NFL playing wide receiver and corner. That's just not going to happen. That's just not going to happen. Now, he might get a play or two playing wide receiver if he's a full-time cornerback, but there is not a chance in hell that he's going to play both ways. That's just not going to happen. I don't care what Deion says. That's not going to happen. Hell, Deion didn't do it full-time. Deion might have got you 5 to 8 plays a game playing receiver. He wasn't out there playing double duty the whole game. That's not what he did. And Travis Hunter's not going to do the same thing because we saw a couple games he got worn down. You know, the Stanford game would be a perfect example. Out there playing all them snaps. You can't do that. 100 and something snaps going both ways. No. Pick a position and go play it. Personally, I think he should take wide receiver. Although I think he's an outstanding corner. If he had his druthers, I'd play wide receiver. Get paid more, get the ball more. I would go do that. But that's just me. That's just me. So, did I hear about the Chiefs Stadium deal getting voted down? Yes, I did, Braden. Chiefs are going to be in Kansas. That's what's going to end up happening. The Chiefs are going to be in Kansas. People keep talking, they're going to leave Kansas City, move to Dallas. They're not moving to Dallas. They're just going to move to Kansas, just across the state line. Out by Kansas has a NASCAR racetrack and a casino. They have all of that, and the one thing that they have is a ton of empty space out there for all of that. Kansas would love to have them, and they'll just bring them right across the border. Missouri, you've had it. You blew your chance. They're leaving. And it is what it is. And guess what? All the fans that say, well, I'm never going to a Chiefs game again. Okay. They'll still sell out every single game. They're not going to care. They're not going to care. That's just the reality of sports these days, people. If the cities and the states and all that don't want to chip in to help build a stadium, okay, they'll move, and they're not going to lose 1 cent as far as fan support or as far as people coming to that stadium. They're not going to miss it because everybody's still going to go. You think the only fans in Kansas City went to Arrowhead, lived in Missouri? Of course not. And they're going to continue to go. They're going to continue to go. Matter of fact, it might be even more because all those fans in Johnson County, which is Johnson County, Kansas, that didn't drive all the way over to Missouri. I say all the way, it's not that far, but drive all the way to Arrowhead. The fans that didn't do that, now they won't have to drive as far, and they'll go. They will absolutely go. So there's that. There is that. Rob Johnson, what's going on, Rob? Appreciate you being here. Is Will Howard good enough QB to win a title at Ohio State? I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, here's what I can tell you, Rob, about Will Howard. He knew that he wasn't going to be the starting quarterback at Kansas State this year. He knew that Avery Johnson was going to take his job, and that's why he transferred. Now, you can say, well, he went to Ohio State. That's an upgrade. I don't disagree. I'm also not positive that Will Howard is going to be the starting quarterback day one or 5 games into the season. You see them quarterbacks that are there at Ohio State, those freshmen. If we're just talking talent for talent, they're better than Will Howard. And that's not a knock or a shot at Will Howard. It's just the truth. So we'll see. We'll see. And I hope Ryan Day, because I think Ryan Day's coaching career at Ohio State kind of depends on this season because they got more talent than anybody. And if they don't win it this year, when are they going to win it? And I don't think he's going to be held back by a so-so quarterback, not like he was last year. I don't think he's going to let that happen. Last year, they didn't have the talent on the roster at the quarterback position. This year, they do. This year, they do. That's a great question, man. Pat Cockrell says, my top 4 early in the Big 12, Kansas State, Utah, Texas Tech, Sleeper, and Kansas. I don't know about the Tech one, but you're right about the other 3. Kansas State, Kansas, and Utah, absolutely. Tech's got to get consistent improvement, man. I thought Tech was going to have a crazy year last year. And then the beginning of the year happened, and that was the end of it. That was the end of it. I got to see it because I know they got the players and the coach. They got to put it together. They got to put it together. So we'll see. Yeah, man. Tamel, yeah, absolutely. Kansas is willing to pay the money. They're absolutely willing. And the Royals, you're right. And the Royals are looking to move too. The Royals will turn around and move right there with them. They're not moving to downtown because they wanted to, but they voted that down too. So, yeah, who knows? Who knows what's going on in Kansas City? Who knows? I have a buddy that lives in Edwardsville, and he's been a Chiefs season ticket holder for years. And that's exactly where all of that is, Rob. That racetrack and all that stuff is right out there by Edwardsville. He's been a season ticket holder for years. He's saving money now because he don't have to drive as far to go to the games. He's using less gas. So he would love for the stadium to move. He would love it. By the way, people, I used to live in Kansas City. I lived there for 11 years. That's kind of how I know what's going on out there in Kansas City. So, good question by Ty here. Which rookie quarterback would you draft in a dynasty? Caleb Williams. Without question, without thinking about it, without anything, Caleb Williams. Look what Caleb Williams has to work with. If their line can hold up, he's got Keenan Allen, DJ Moore, Rome Odunze, and Swift coming out of the backfield. That's an easy answer. Caleb Williams. Are you going to draft Bo Nix in your fantasy league? Are you going to take Michael Penix? No. J.J. McCarthy? And I know he's got Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison. Do we know that he's going to be the day one starter? I mean, do we know that? And Jaden Daniels, their offensive line is so bad, I wouldn't take him to save my life. So, but that's just me. That's just me. So, let's see. Couple more before we shut this one down for today. Tech's offense should be much improved and more consistent if Morton can stay healthy. I hope so. I hope so. What did Tech do? Had like 5 quarterbacks last year? Yeah. Hoop Social, what's going on? Do you think Dallas finishes the series in 6? I do. I do. I think they finish it in 6. I mean, James Harden is doing James Harden playoff things. Paul George, his self-proclaimed playoff P. That was a disgrace last night. Lord have mercy. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Hey, we're going to shut this one down for today, people. I appreciate everybody being here. As always, remember, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Central Time, Big B Daily is here. I appreciate everybody showing up. Again, remember to like, follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. And again, if you appreciate the show and you like what we're doing and you want to support us, click the link in the bio. There's a multitude of ways that you can do that. We appreciate it. We thank you guys. Aloha, and we will see you tomorrow.